I'm pleased to advise that we welcome the government's constructive engagement with the Office of the High Commissioner and Human Rights Mechanism, and yet it with much regret that we must also report slow progress in establishing transitional justice mechanisms. In the absence of concrete results or publicly available drafts of legislation, it seems highly doubtful that the transitional justice agenda committed to by the government under this Council's Resolution 30/1 will be fully implemented before our next report. We further regret that the Commissioners of the Office of Missing Persons were only recently appointed, 20 months after adoption of the legislation. There has been insufficient progress in returning land occupied by the military. The authorities have yet to demonstrate the willingness or the capacity to address impunity for gross violations of international human rights and international humanitarian law. This strengthens the arguments in favour of the establishment of a specialised court to deal with serious crimes, supported by international practitioners. We are also seriously concerned about multiple incidents of intercommunal violence against minorities, including violence against Muslims in Kandy district that led to a proclamation of a state of emergency for 12 days.
එහිදී ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මානව හිමිකම් තත්ත්වය වාර්තා කිරීම සඳහා පසුගිය වසර 3 තුළ විටින් විට මෙරට සංචාරය කළ එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ විශේෂ වාර්තාකරු පබ්ලෝ ඩී ග්‍රිෆ් මහතාද අදහස් දැක්වුවා.
In early 2015, I highlighted urgent issues that needed immediate attention. Most of these issues are still not fully resolved. I would ask the country's leadership, political, both in government and in the opposition, religious, military and others, if in 3 months or 2 years, a mother of your community asks you, what did you do to prevent the disappearance, killing or radicalization of my son? What will you tell her? That you did not know that this could happen yet again? The country needs decisive and courageous action. It needs a constitution which makes everyone feel that their equal rights are acknowledged. It needs a legal framework which guarantees that no one is above the law.
මේ අතර ශ්‍රී ලංකා රජය නියෝජනය කරමින් විදේශ කටයුතු අමාත්‍ය තිලක් මාරපන මහතා මෙරට ප්‍රතිසන්ධාන ක්‍රියාවලිය අත්පත් කරගෙන ඇති ප්‍රගතිය පිළිබඳ අදහස් පළ කළා.
As you are aware, the action by the Sri Lankan security forces during the conflict was against a group designated as a terrorist group by many countries and not against any community in our country. In September 2017, the President formally operationalized the Permanent Office on Missing Persons. Over 70% of private land which had been with the security forces during the conflict has now been released to be given to their original rightful owners. The Prevention of Terrorism Act is to be repealed and replaced very shortly with a counter-terrorist law that conforms to human rights safeguards and other international standards. We are pained by the recent incidents in a few areas of Sri Lanka targeting members of the Muslim community. The government has taken swift action against perpetrators of these incidents, and we have reason to believe that certain interested parties were behind this to tarnish our image at a time when this council is in session. Sri Lanka's judiciary and the law enforcement mechanisms are fully capable and committed to advancing justice to all concerned. It has a long history of integrity and professionalism.